Well guys, Weedy said it, it's all about the mulch. And that is a mountain of mulch. I think it's going to start raining again soon in the next month. So that means time to get started planting. And as I said before, really keen to, instead of just throwing heaps and heaps of trees in this time, I'm going to kind of spend more time on each tree. So to do that, I've bought some wood chip that I'm going to mulch them with. I'm going to put cardboard down and wood chip, and this is my pile of wood chip. That is 40 cubic meters of wood chip. It's pretty coarse stuff. Let me turn the camera around. Yeah, so guessing it's pine, untreated pine. Yeah. So we've had the first rains and back to planting. Now we've brought a few new tools to the job this year. Even with the post hole borer, it's super hard to get down through this clay. So this time round we've got a ripper. Here I am trying it out. There's a really lumpy clay filled piece of ground here that you can't ever get the car over or mow. It's covered in kikuyu grass, so I'm just giving this 3-bar ripper a trial, and it's doing pretty good. I don't think it's quite heavy enough to get down, but what I want to do is this time, before we plant, I want to rip it. And this is actually pretty well recognised from what I can see on the internet as being not a bad thing to do. They do say be careful because your root lines will follow the ripper lines, so if you're in a strong wind zone and you only do lateral wind lines, then you can have your trees fall over. But actually I'm pretty sheltered here. I'll try and rip it if in two directions if I can, but if I can't, then I'm just going to get stuck into it. As discussed last season, this year I'm putting way more effort into each tree that I plant. So these trees I've actually had at home and I've let them grow up, so they're at least knee height, and then I'm putting down waste cardboard and covering it in bark. So let's see how it goes this time. Old dogs in the sunshine. You right there, mate? Okay, this is where we've been ripping on the tractor. It actually has done a good job of ripping out the excess grass and loosening it up. You end up just dragging all these big mats of grass out. But anyway, it's much easier to plant now, so I totally recommend it. But understand if you don't have a tractor and a ripper, but if you do have a tractor, make a ripper. Even a single blade ripper would be alright. Also a post hole borer, that's a game changer for planting. So doing a double line of aki. Got some friends of the earth helpers today. What do you think? Planting trees? What pithy comments have you got to say as a veteran of tree planting? I'm just trying to count how many properties you've planted up now. I know Emwards Road, that was planted, but not quite as densely, eh?
Started in Highgate Grove.
Oh, wow.
Just a few trees, shrubs.
I feel like, what was that? God, Worcester Street.
Yeah.
That was a big gardening effort, wasn't it?
Yep.
Just the landscaping.
Gardens got bigger.
They did, actually.
Until we got to Kimbolton.
I feel like Kimbolton was like the ultimate, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was basically exactly the same as this, a farm paddock. And what, 15 years later, it was basically bush, wasn't it? It had some massive established trees.
Yeah, it's also one of the rhododendron gardens, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it had heaps of rhodos in there, eh?
Yeah, because they grew so well there.
Lots of big lawns. I feel like the lawns were quite an effort in the end, weren't they? You know, the 3 days of mowing out of every week in spring, right?
Yeah.
What is that? But I used to reckon half a day a week in spring.
You reckon half a day a week in spring?
Yeah.
That's
Mind you, that's after we stopped mowing the top paddock.
Yeah. That top paddock, that was ridiculous. You can't mow that with a frickin' ride on. That was actually a paddock. What was it? It was like a couple of hectares, that paddock, wasn't
a couple of acres.
it? Oh, right. Alright, so actually Kimbolton was bigger than this.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, right. Like, was there any trees on Kimbolton at all? There was those big willows up the back, eh?
Yeah.
But there was no windbreaks, was there? Except for the gardens. Actually, it'd be good to be able to insert some video, but I don't know if anyone ever took any video of Kimbolton, did they?
No, video wasn't so common, was it?
No. Alright, so tree planting's hard work, isn't it? I think we're actually agreed on that one.
It's all right.
Yeah, but we're not. I mean, if you look at how many days there are in a week and how many weeks there are in a year, you can soon get it planted up, can't you?
Well,
With help.
maybe.
Well, we planted, the gardens next door planted 400 gums for us.
They were
So we got
amazing
the
at
other,
the
but
end
we got
though,
the
weren't
other-
they?
we got now they were on that's on the east side, right? But we then set off to do the other side with
I started with tree
tree roots.
Yeah, because I remember pulling a lot of it out once the other trees came through, right? Yeah.
And Japanese cedar was the other. What's it called?
You guys had a crazy number of trees though, like
Oh yeah.
so many. Like it was basically a tree arboretum, wasn't it? By the end.
They're very huge trees.
But it was frickin' amazing.
We had 22 cherry trees just down the bank. It's on the left as you went down the drive. There's 22 cherries in there.
I tell you what though, like I feel like the Kimbolton property, that pond you had,
Yeah,
that was a real. Don't you reckon? That was a real centerpiece.
it was.
Yeah. See, I was thinking if I could do the same down there.
Well, we had a massive stream. Remember, there was a stream right down the
Yeah.
middle
See,
of
I
the
haven't
property.
really got a stream is the problem, but. All right. Well, we're almost out of trees. It's much faster with a few people, that's for sure.
Certainly is.
I actually didn't think I would get them all in. I thought I was going to take most of them home, but I think we'll get them all in. Anyway, tractor with the rippers. It's the first time I've used the ripper before planting trees, and I think that was good. It really broke it up, and it's dragged so much freaking grass out. I must admit, a purist might say I've reduced the carbon content of the soil, but
Wet back with mulch anyway.
yeah, that's true. We've got to come back and mulch all these trees or the grass will just kill them. Alright, we're going to finish off.